an actress. As a director and producer of the movies, I'm always looking for actresses, and this is a great person in front of me. Her name is Tulia Lopes. Tulia Lopes from Brazil, which is already interesting. She is communication architect. She's a trainer, a speaker, and she's helping people to be confident. Dear Tulia, hello, I'm happy to see you.
It's such a pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for the invitation.
This is our pleasure. Dear Tulia, you are from Brazil, a country that loves dancing, that likes samba. Maybe that's why you're looking like an actress. Tell me, please, you choose to help women. Maybe I will very sorry in front of all the men that this is program today, mostly for women today. And I'm already sorry in front of our audience, Hidden Hero, which is a big part, a man. But if you want to listen to some secrets for women, you're most welcome to be with us. Why you choose to help mostly women to find their voice?
Making a very long story short, I started this journey as a communication architect about 10 years ago. The architect comes from my background. I was trained as an architect. However, in 2014, when I moved to Switzerland, I realized there were many women expats specifically that they were facing a common challenge. Their common challenge was they came to Switzerland following their husband. Their husband got the big job, and they were highly qualified women, most of them, but they found a lot of difficulties and challenges to find a position for themselves. So they got into the entrepreneurship world. So entrepreneurship world in Switzerland is very active in the male with women because of this reason. However, I realized that there was a common aspect as well, that when they wanted, because as an entrepreneur, you put yourself more visible than when you are in a company, because in a company, you might be visible inside the company, among your peers, etc., but not to the world that much, unless you're in senior positions. And because there were lots of events and speaking opportunities, I realized that they need some support there. And my first action towards that was to create an event which I called the AW stands for Assertive Women Entrepreneurs Summit. And in that event, my objective was to bring this stage to women, to give the voice to women. So in my idea behind it, it was to have women on stage sharing their stories, not to share about their qualifications, their credentials, their business life. They could also, of course, share that, but within a story. And during that process of selection of my first speakers for my first event, I created a website where they could apply, etc. And I asked for the presentations and the video. And then was when I realized that I had a challenge to find the right women for my stage, because they were not really prepared. They were not really ready. They were very enthusiastic. They're very passionate. But at the moment they wanted to express themselves, they would not be seen as professional as I knew they were.
This is fair enough, Tulia. This is fair enough, and I'm very much interested because I have a club for women in Dubai. It's called Hidden Beauty. Hidden Hero is for all, for men and for women. But Hidden Beauty is a place where women of different nationalities discuss different problems and aspects. And I found out that for men, it's much easier to talk on stage. It's much easier to take the risk. It's much easier to lead the company. And it is much easier to talk about the money and about the services. Women, yes, they are not taken serious, and they might sound very enthusiastic, but on the contrary, it's taken as their drawback, as something that is too much, as it's not very professional. What do you think? How to use this energy of women to sound better?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not saying that men, I agree with you that men jump on stage, but doesn't necessarily mean that they are good. They just jump on stage. And women, we have been, from history, is now that for the past few years that we start talking more about giving opportunities to women, that we see more women on stages. I've always pushing towards that direction. But also because we have been in the background for so long, there's some dynamics that we still need to master. And what I might call to women out there is to start being more observant. And you don't need to be perfect. And please take this word away from your vocabulary, because most of women say, oh no, I want this to be perfect before start doing something. And this perfection leads them to procrastinate and never really be ready to take action. So the important thing is they have to start. It always start from oneself. You have to look at the mirror and look at yourself and understand what kind of person and personality I am, what kind of energy I carry with me. Some people have high energy. I'm a high energy person. Some people have low energy. That's not a better or worse. They are just different. And because of that, for example, the way you show up in the world is different. And you have to take advantage of that and prepare yourself for those different platforms, whether it's on a stage, whether it's in a meeting room, whether it's you leading your own team. So the important thing is starting from yourself and then go through the self-development process of building up the skills that are needed for you to show up with confidence and authenticity, because that is important thing.
Tell me, please, Tulia, what about Brazil? We don't know that much. We only know that people are very happy and they love to dance samba. But really, we don't hear a lot about women in business or in general. What is the business culture there?
Well, I've been away from Brazil for 30 years. So I would say I'm not such an insider anymore. However, I know many Brazilian women who are successful entrepreneurs and running business, not only in Brazil, but outside Brazil. But one thing for sure is that because of our culture and our economical system that is so, to put it very politely, not so efficient, Brazilians have in the way we grew up that we always have to be adaptable. We always have to be adaptable, and we always have to be looking for new opportunities, because there's no such thing as security, which is a very good skill to develop throughout life, because when you go around the world right now that we have this possibility, 30 years ago when I left Brazil was a complete different world. Traveling to Europe was really a big thing. But nowadays people have this opportunity and have opportunity to work in different places. And having that experience in your life where you always have to be adaptable opens doors to you, because you are more, you find ways to fit in faster because you are more observant. And this is one of the characteristics that are so important for any entrepreneurs, not only women. You have to be always sensing the temperature of the market, of everything that's around you. And I would say women entrepreneur in Brazilian, they are very enthusiastic, dynamic, but they face at the end all the same issues that all entrepreneurs in general, doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, face when they're starting their business. For example, having the clarity, communicating your idea, your project, your services in an effective manner, and how to acquire clients, all this kind of stuff.
Tulia, tell me, please, if we compare, because you work a lot, you said, in Switzerland.
And Switzerland and Germany. Yeah.
Switzerland, Germany, Brazil. What is the biggest difference between these two countries? If you just want to say one word, in business approach.
Okay, what the biggest difference here? Comparing, someone's comparing pears with apples and maybe pineapples. And the approach to how to communicate your business, yourself professionally. For example, different cultures, like in Latin America in general, in Brazil, we have the culture which is small talk is part of the business. It is very important. Before doing business with you, I need to know you. I need to get to know you. If I feel that I can connect with you, because in the business mindset is I'm not only doing business and exchanging services or products with you, but I am building a relationship with you. This is also the why some companies, big corporations, for example, sometimes they send people to Brazil, for example, to develop a project. And once the project's done, the head of the person who built everything is sent back. And then that creates an issue there because people were connected to the person before than the business. And once you take the person away, the people feel like, who is going to be here? I'm not sure if I'm be working with these people. Where Swiss and Germans, they are more pragmatic. Their way of doing business, this small talk is a no way for them at all. And Germans more than the Swiss. Germans are more direct, which in a way is, if you're used to the culture, which I am by now, and it suits me perfectly because you just say what you have to say, very, very simple to the point, and that's it. There's no emotion related to it. They take it or leave it. And the Swiss, you need a little bit more of touch. You need to be a bit more polite. No, polite is not a word. A bit more. You cannot be so direct. If you're so direct, they feel a little bit uncomfortable. But it's still not in comparison with the Brazil. And this emotional connection in the business is not really necessary.
Of course, it is Brazil and it is Latin America, which is very hot, which is very welcoming. People are very open. In 2 minutes, you become friends with somebody and you want, it's a very, very warm culture of connection. Definitely. It goes without saying. And as my last question to you, tell me, please, what is your recommendation? Our blog is called Hidden Hero. It is for people actually who are hidden, who are heroes, but sometimes they are lacking that confidence, and especially now in pandemic times when everything changing so quickly and we are stuck in the houses with the computers, but people want to dance samba. Maybe they don't want to sit, but there are no parties, there are no place to go. What you will recommend to these hidden heroes who are sitting behind, but who dreams about stages and about going forward?
One thing I say is what I say to all my clients, all my students, and my posts everywhere, that you have something inside of you that is worth sharing, that your voice matters. And that is a difficult part for many people. They believe that what they have, their experience, is not relevant. But every story matters. Every story brings a different perspective over a common topic, because you might find, oh no, my life is very simple. I haven't done something big. Today, just before here, I was talking with a friend about impact, and she was saying, I don't need to create an impact. But I said, we are creating impact all the time. The important thing is to be aware of the impact we want to create. And so to your hidden heroes, I invite them to come out and really enjoy their own story and be able to build that, tap into that story, and define, when I say your story, is what matters to you. What are your values? What are the dreams you have? What is the world from your perspective? What are the experiences you had in certain topics? Your experience might be the answer for someone somewhere in the world. So nothing is of no value. Every person matters. And I know that's very difficult now for many, that we are all put here in this
Yeah.
environment, and we expose ourselves. But start practicing, even if it's on your own, you turn your camera and start talking, but bring yourself out there, because your voice is important and we would love to hear your stories.
What is your biggest achievement, Tulia? What if I will tell you? Tell us a thing you are very, very proud. Maybe a day that you are very proud. Maybe a day when you are very upset, but you turn this minus into big plus. Can you tell me something?
My biggest achievement, I believe, in life is have been allowed myself to be and to try out things, and not be afraid of making mistakes, and not being afraid of laughing on my own silly, stupid decisions, and just always thinking they are just experiences. If it didn't work, how can I make it work next time? But one thing I'm very proud, to be very honest with you, is when I see my ladies, where I call them my students or my clients, when we have worked together, and then I see them on stage or giving that presentation, which was a challenge for them, that they do that with their own authenticity, their voice, and feeling good, and really showing their brilliance. And that for me is my say, I have done my job. I am fulfilling my mission.
Oh, this is wonderful. And I'm great to meet you because you're connecting countries in a very nice, elegant way. Brazil, Sweden, German, the countries which are very different. But if you look, they're not that different, even from being hot, cold, because many people say, oh, why Russians, they never smile. They never, no, they do smile. And but we are in a very cold country. There is a lot of snow. Sometimes when the snow in your eyes, you cannot just smile like in Brazil, where there are a lot of bananas maybe and fruits and everything is sunny. That is the reason. But if you know them better, they will start smiling and they will start being great friends. So I like the word that you say about authentic, being who you are, and about your biggest achievement, not being afraid to make mistakes. This is a beautiful thing, because that is a luxury. That is a luxury, to make mistakes, and it's wonderful to try to do them and to improve them, and then do not to repeat them. That is smart. I was very, very happy to meet you, and you are very elegant, and I wish your ladies good luck. I think with such a great teacher, they will go up. Thank you so much for being with us.